Welcome to the Parent Advocacy Resource Team for all ages and stages of parenthood. I'm Irene Gouge, founder of Loving Lessons Sleep Consulting and Postpartum Solutions, and I'm one of the hosts here at the Parent Advocacy Resource Team. I have our special guest, Nancy Lansdowne, who's also the founder of PART, and she shares the vision with us because PART exists to help and partner with parents to create a network of trusted professionals to provide families with solutions to navigate the journey of being a family. And we do all of this through education, advocacy, empowerment, and connection. Nancy, I'm so excited to be here with you and to be able to share this with everyone out there.
Thank you so much, Irene. I'm so excited. And I want to thank you personally for stepping up to be a part of our team approach to parenting advocacy resource team, where we do come together to be able to shed some support for families who are navigating the whole process of parenthood. I'm thrilled to be here with you today, and I'm thrilled that we can be able to share our new group to our community.
Well, it has been an honor and a privilege to come alongside all these amazing professionals. But I want to dive in so we can introduce and let people know what this is all about. So where did this idea come from to have a group like PART?
Well, being a new business professional myself, Insider's View Childcare Consulting, what I've done is to be able to advocate for parents when they're picking out childcare. One of my passions has always been to be able to help parents with their search, but also to be able to provide them with some of the things that they need to know as they navigate their process. One of my biggest lessons that I've learned is that I'm only a part of the whole entire process. So ironically, Irene, it's kind of funny how the idea came up. I actually visited a local park called the Whirligig Park here in North Carolina. So if you're ever traveling in the area, make sure to check it out. It's something like you've never seen before. But one of my souvenirs, if you will, was this pinwheel that I actually brought home. And it really has inspired me for many things, but mostly for PART. I envisioned myself as being one part of the actual pinwheel. And what I realized is parents, we all need many parts to our navigation through this time frame. So together, if we have all of our different expertise in different areas, the wheel will actually turn with the wind. So that's where the original idea came, was actually from a whirligig park. So go figure. Ideas hit you where they're going to hit you, right?
So I am now intrigued to go find this whirligig.
You need to go find the whirligig park, and everybody out there needs to at least spend a few hours there one day as well. But anyway, it really touched me that day. And I was sitting on the bench watching these hundreds of whirligigs going around with the wind. And I realized that that's exactly what I personally needed as a parent in my phase, is just realizing that I wasn't an island and I wasn't alone. So that's where the idea of PART came out, because I just realized that we have so many businesses within our community that folks don't know about. So if we could bring them under one umbrella and be able to show them to our community, I think that they're going to find so many different support systems out there if need be, all the while creating a community within itself.
Awesome. Well, Nancy, tell us, how did the name come about?
Well, actually, when I started reaching out to some professionals that I knew in the area that serve families, the team grew really large very quick. So I realized that, okay, this could potentially be going somewhere. So one of my first mission statements was that it wasn't my group and I wasn't in it alone. So I put that out there to our group members and said, let's come up with a name for our group. And we battled for a couple of days back and forth with the different ideas. And we all agreed that when we heard Parent Advocacy Resource Team, that really spoke to each of us on so many levels. But it spoke to us from the fact that the letters that get with it are PART, P-A-R-T. And that's exactly what we want to be for our community. We want to be a part of the family and of their lives as they approach parenting challenges, parenting celebrations, all things family. So that's how PART came into being. And I'm thrilled to be able to say that I'm happy to be a part of PART.
That's amazing. It's been an awesome adventure to
It has.
see and learn about all the different professionals.
It definitely has. Our logo, when you see our logo, you'll see that we have a whole bunch of hands together. And that's what we want to be able to demonstrate for our community, is that we're all in this together. You're not alone. We're here to help you. We're here to advocate for you. And we're here to recommend different services that are within our own community. And hopefully your parenting will just go a little tiny bit easier for you. Irene, can you let me know what everyone can expect when they review one of our interviews with many of our talented team members? But for each team member, you did a personal interview. So can you tell us a little bit about what everyone can expect from that?
Yeah. So it has been an honor and privilege to be able to be the host here at PART. And we have a couple different hosts that are interviewing, and we have three main segments that we're highlighting with parents. The first is things that we never thought we would do, or things we would never thought we would say as parents. And this has been one of my favorite parts, because there are some guests that share hilarious, funny moments as parents, things that you really never thought you would say. And then there's some that can be a little bit heavier and harder to deal with. And I think there's everything in between. So it's really been a unique segment to really kind of get to know who that person is and a little bit of maybe why they got started in their business. And so that's been really exciting. The second part is the interview, which helps us kind of dive in and understand like the support and services that they have to offer. And I think of like, sometimes I get to like eavesdrop in on some of these conversations, because even the shows that I've not been a host of, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such great information. And so it's really great to be able to get that information to help support all the stages of parenthood. And then the last portion is the self-care piece, which one of the things I'm really loving from all the guests is they're giving applicable and practical tips to share. And Nancy, I loved when you and I met, and you shared one of the things that you shared in your interview. I don't know if you can share that with our guests right now.
Absolutely. So my self-care tip was exactly what I did not do as a parent, that looking back now, I wish I did. And that was to give myself permission to put my oxygen mask on first, just like we do in an airplane, right? We can't save anyone else if we can't save ourselves. So I think that that's what's really critical as we're journeying through parenthood, is realizing and giving yourself that permission to be able to just say, I need some self-care. I need some time, whether that's away to a grocery store trip alone, or if that's a bubble bath at night, or a dad going to play basketball back out in the backyard. We need all these self-care tips so that when we come back to our children, we can be the best that we can be. Parenting is definitely a learning process. Children do not come with instructions, and we don't have a manual to refer to. So trust your heart. Ask for care where you need it and additional assistance. And also remember, put that oxygen mask on yourself.
Yeah. Well, great wisdom to share. And I think too, like what you said, it's not one more thing for us to do as parents, it's doing parenting better. So lots of great, exciting tips, lots of good reminders for me as a parent of teens and tweens and all that good stuff and in between.
Absolutely. The reminder for me as well. I have an adult son, and parenting doesn't stop at any age. It just changes, so your toddler stage will be one thing, and your teen stage will be another, and your adult child will be yet the third. So we have to change and grow with them. And hopefully that's what we're doing here on PART, is being able to give you some of those tools to be able to aid in your journey. When I thought about why I wanted to be a part of PART, it was that I wanted to be able to help those who might not know how to ask for help. Here in the Triangle, we're in such a diverse community and such a giant community that it's really hard to navigate some of that.
Yeah.
So I know when I moved in from the north to North Carolina, it was very hard for me to know where to find my grocery store, my doctor, my dentist, the florist, all sorts of, different things that we kind of take for granted. So rather than just Googling and throwing a dart at a target and hoping for the best, we're here to be able to help you navigate that and be able to say, here's some resources right here within our community. You can do an interview with them and listen to their interview prior to even making a phone call to them. Their websites, their social media are available. So you're going to get to know that person on a much deeper level than you will just randomly calling someone and making an appointment.
Yeah. And so we're going to share all those links down below this video so people can get connected. But I'm going to invite everyone who's watching right now to go ahead and post a comment down below. Where are you from? Because I'm from Chicago, and it'll be kind of cool to see where everyone is located and coming maybe to North Carolina, or tell us where you're at. So let us know.
It's a rarity to find someone from North Carolina.
They are here though.
They are here. Absolutely. And I think that brings us right back here to what we're talking about today, is that we are here. You might need to look for us, but we're going to provide you all the tools that you need so that we're really easy to find.
Nancy, before we wrap up, because we could probably sit here and talk all day.
We probably can.
What do you want parents to really know and understand about Parent Advocacy Resource Team?
I want parents to know that from the very beginning, from that first phone call I made with each team member, that they went through a personal interview with me to land on our page. We're not just looking for a ton of people in different businesses and having them become a part of part. We have a mission. We have a philosophy that we are, that we want to drive into the community, and we want to be there for you. So we're going to provide all the things that we can as far as educational opportunities, events to bring you closer together so you can find some friends, because that's another struggle here, especially post-COVID, and that you get to know our team members at a much intimate level than you would if you were just calling a phone number and scheduling an appointment. So we're here for you. You're not alone, and we want to be able to be a part of your family life as well.
Great. And we're excited to connect with you in the Facebook group. So be sure to post your questions that we can troubleshoot and connect with you there as well. So welcome to PART, where the Parent Advocacy Resource Team exists. Partner with parents to navigate the journey of life and being a family. We're so glad you're here.
Welcome.